podcast. On this week's show, we are going to be discussing Star Wars Battlefront, sharing our thoughts on it. We've been playing it all week, and we've just been having a lot of fun with it. So we're going to go through our thoughts on the game, what we liked, what we didn't like, and talking about a few other bits and pieces for Star Wars Battlefront. So, Abe, how have you been enjoying Battlefront on PS4, which is also on Xbox One and PC?
Well, I'm playing it on PS4, and it's crack. It's straight up video game crack. I am addicted. It's amazing. I love it. It's a lot of fun. I've played countless hours. Had sleepless nights. It's been so much fun. It's so much better from when it came out on beta. It's love it. What about you?
Well, I was waiting for my version to come in the post. I waited a couple of days after it was out. I couldn't wait anymore. I went out and had to buy the copies, and so I've got 2 copies at the minute. I was just so excited to try the game out because I missed the beta because I was on holiday, and so I hadn't actually had. And you've tried it out at like sort of E3 and stuff. So this is the first time I sat down and play it, and I was just like, I've seen the videos, I've been watching all the bits and pieces, but it just looks stunning. I know it really is pushing like the PS4 to its best, and it just looks stunning. I mean, the effects of how it looks and the backgrounds and the way the characters move, I am just blown away at how great the game looks, and also the sound with all the Star Wars themes, and it just feels epic. And the blaster sounds, I think this is a slight different for us because we're coming in at this as Star Wars fans, especially me. I've played first-person shooters in the past. I've gone through Doom and Quake and Call of Duties and Halo over the years, but I've never really been. I play it for a couple of weeks and that'll be me done kind of thing. So I'm more of looking at this as a Star Wars fan, and it feels incredible.
Absolutely. Just the sounds, the sights, the weapons, the flight vehicles, everything is just so pristine, so awesome. Definitely huge. If you're a huge Star Wars fan, you're gonna love this game. If you like first-person shooters, you're gonna love this game. It's really fun. Definitely love it.
Yeah, it kind of feels a bit like arcade. It feels like an arcade game in terms of you can pick it up and just play. While obviously if you're a shooter fan and all the rest of it, you will get better and you can be more advanced. I do feel this game is bringing in a lot of more of the casual shooting fans rather. I think like the real hardcore shootings. I'm maybe slightly feeling this feels a little bit underwhelming because that's what I've been reading. Whereas for me as a casual shooting fan, this is actually what I like. I like the fact that it's been stripped down a little bit. It's very simple just to pick up and play. You've got a blaster, you shoot. There's 1 or 2 extra options to use, but it's not, I know when I've played previous games online and stuff, I felt like intimidated. This one here, you don't even have, you don't have any of the sounds of listening to people playing. You just feel you're in the experience, and it's a little bit more casually friendly.
Absolutely. Oh no, it's just definitely it's user friendly. A lot of the advanced shooter people have complained a little bit because it's not like their Call of Duties and their Modern Warfare or whatever. But no, this game is great. Just because it's Star Wars, they give it a lot of negativity. But it's such a fun game. I love it.
Yeah. I mean, it's like I was playing. I love it, and literally the first time last night, I picked up. I was doing some little bit of multiplayer last night, and I picked up one of the coins, and I suddenly went into a snow speeder attacking the ATAT, and this was just like, oh, I'm in the ship, and I was just like, it was so exciting, and it was just that thing of like, this is great, and it just looked amazing because I started off trying to go through the training modes and doing all the solo stuff, because I knew if I go into that multiplayer within the first half an hour of me getting the game, I'm going to be shot before I've even put my head up. So I went in and I've been practicing. So I've been practicing in all the single stuff. I think I spent 40 minutes in one of the Survivor missions alone on my own, and I haven't even gone into the other 3-4. So I think there's been this kind of complaint about there not being enough like single player because there's no long campaign. But I'm finding, as for me, that there's a lot of different missions and stuff that aren't multiplayer online, and it is taking me hours to go through it. I mean, I feel like I've barely even scratched the surface.
Oh, I agree. I'm so stuck on multiplayer because I just love playing them. I mean, there's so many modes. There's just a little bit of everything for everyone. And there's a few that I favor over the others, but it's just a lot of fun. There's so much variety, and I'm trying to rank up. I'm trying to get that Shadow Trooper armor. I mean, it's gonna be awesome.
I mean, it's just in some ways as well. I mean, I was playing last night and it was like drop zone. I think it was drop zone, and you have to work. You have to go grab the. And I was loving it because in some ways, because there was like you're having to work a bit more as a team. You know, like there would be like 5 or 6 stormtroopers surrounding the thing, and we're all defending it. And so maybe right. I was slightly improved from maybe my first attempts. And it was like, well, I think like the first time I like sort of shot somebody, like, yes, I killed somebody, because it was like I think my first multiplayer game, I think I died like 18 times. I didn't get one kill. It was just like, oh, hello, boom, dead. And gradually over the weekend playing, I'm getting out to 6-7 hits now. Now obviously I'll happily admit I'm a noob. I'm a casual shooter. I'm quite happy with the idea of this, and I liking this about the game because it feels feels friendlier. I know when I tried doing like Call of Duty online and Ghost Recon stuff, I match up to everybody.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I started out, not being the best in the shooting. I'd be in the bottom of the playlist, but I've been doing so well and improving that. I've been on top of the list in a bunch of rounds. So it's like, it's definitely a game that'll help you improve your game as well. But like I said, there's so many different modes. Like, have you played all the multiplayer modes by any chance?
No, I literally. I mean, I think I've played about 3 of them because I mean I was doing the one last night. I think it was like where they're like the ATATs are all attacking and you've got to take them out, and I played there was Blast as well. I had to go at that one. At least again, it's time. It's like when people say, "Oh, 10 hours in," and I'm like, I've done 10, 15 hours, and I don't think I've even scratched the surface of it. It finally feels like, maybe if you're like I said, if you're only going in for the multiplayer maps and you're used to shooting and stuff, maybe it doesn't feel like it. But as a casual fan, I've really enjoyed and learning how to play the game and get through it. And I don't think I've even started using all the vehicles, using all the different weapons, etc. I haven't even started with all the different weapons.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's a lot of multiplayer campaign modes, and not campaign modes, game modes, and I mean, I guess we can go through them just so I can, talk about them. But like, my all-time favorite is definitely a Fighter Squadron. I don't know if you had a chance to play that at all, but it's nothing but fighting in the air. You're either in an X-wing or a TIE fighter, or you're in an A-wing and an interceptor. And it's just 10 on 10, but then there's a lot of AI vehicles as well that are flying around that you fight against too. But it's nothing but dogfights and battles in the sky. So much fun. There's also tokens that you pick up closer to the surface of the ground, and you can end up picking up the hero token. And in the Rebellion side, you get to fly, obviously, the Millennium Falcon. And on the Imperial side, you get to fly the Slave One. Both are awesome. So much fun. Definitely my favorite mode by a hair compared to another one, which is the Walker Assault. Walker Assault is the one you're referring to, the one that have the AT-AT.
Oh, yeah.
Now, what I like about the Walker Assault, like, obviously there's different maps that you play. And on one of them, I mean, there's a few of them that you still have flight vehicles, so it helps. But on one of them, there are no flight vehicles allowed. So it's kind of like, it's cool. It's very cooperative. You have a lot of, that one's a 40 player. It's 20 on 20.
Yeah, it was madness. Absolutely madness. And I do remember as well. I suddenly grabbed one of the coins for a rocket launcher. And set it up at the ATAT, and it did explode a bit. I'm like, yeah, it was just like,
yeah,
it was madness.
It's a fun mode. It's just so much. I mean, there's 3 stages to it, and every single time you reach a certain stage, the Y-wings are gonna come and attack the AT-AT, and it's just all the coins you can pick up for the different weapons or the different flight vehicles. It's just a lot of fun. It's definitely another one of my favorite modes. My third favorite mode is similar to Drop Zone, because that one's fun. Drop Zone is cool because, like you said, it's 8 versus 8, and you have what do you call it? The escape pods landing, and you're capturing each one and defending it. Whoever gets the most wins. Well, the other one that's similar to it that I really enjoy, and it's a little bit harder, it's called Droid Run, and it's fast paced. What it is, there's like 3 droids walking around, and you capture each one, and you're continuously capturing it, and at the end of a certain time, whoever has all of them wins, or whoever has the most wins. But like you said, it's also team playing. It's really cool. They're all short games too, which is great. Obviously, Walker Assault's like 20 some minutes. Fighter Squadron and Droid Run and what is it called, Drop Zone. They're about 10 minutes. There's one mode, however, when you ever play it, it can go for as long as forever. I think I played one that was about, I think, close to 35 minutes, and it's called Supremacy. And it's literally, it's like you guys are basically pushing back and forth, taking control of certain points in the map. It's also a 20 on 20, similar to Walker Assault, except there's just so much going on. It's just a lot of fun. I mean, there's so many modes. They got the cargo one, which is similar as well. It's kind of like capture the flag. You grab their cargo, bring it over to your section. They also have Blast, which is like a death match basically. A cool one is go ahead.
I was just going to add on Blast. That was the first kind of that was the first one I played, and I was dying pretty quickly because I was just like basically running around and people were sort of sniping around. So I'm gonna have to go back into that one and kind of when I've kind of got a little bit better at it. But I think Blast was definitely the first one I went into. But I love the fact that I think because you respawn, so I know like obviously dying's bad and you don't want to be doing it and stuff, but it never really feels like you're just like, "Bro, I died." You hit restart and you get spawned somewhere, and you come running straight back into it. So it doesn't really feel like, even if you're an awful player, you don't feel like you're being excluded from the game because you just keep. Yeah, it's annoying that you keep getting shot, but that's going to improve over time. It's not like, okay, you've been shot and now you're out. That's kind of, because that would be horrendous.
And you also figure out tricks too on like when you start feeling like you're getting shot. I mean, you can use your jetpack and get out of danger, or actually jump towards them and surprise them with like a grenade or shoot them. I mean, it's just there's so much variety to the game, and it's really cool. One of the cool aspects that I think that also tops just regular shooters, in my opinion, is they have the inclusion of heroes. So eventually, you'll find a secret, a hidden token. It's random, and you can either be, like Darth Vader or Boba Fett, Han Solo, Luke, Leia. I mean, the Emperor, and it really gives you, your stronger moves, your stronger attacks, and they even have modes that are just like that, where it's like, I think it's 10 players. It's called Hero Hunt, and only one person gets to be the hero, and the hero is against everyone else. And once the hero is killed, the one who kills it becomes the next hero, and then they're against everybody. All right. And so whoever gets the most kills basically wins, which is kind of cool.
Have you played through? Because I was going to say, because you've kind of got the local play tended to focus on so far was going through all the different missions, and I love the fact that in the local side of things, I've been able to play as all the heroes, and you get to choose which hero you want to play in. And I've been able to play as Boba Fett and Darth Vader and the Emperor and Luke Skywalker. I haven't managed to have a chance to do all of them, but I like the fact that I can pick a mode away from sort of online, and specifically as sort of someone coming into the game, get to try out the figure, or get to try them out, feel them out, see how they feel. Because I'm going to be honest, I found the Emperor I thought was really, really weak when I started playing, but as I got used to him, I was finding he was totally kicking ass.
He's really good. Yeah.
The only thing that really bugs me, and I don't know if it's because we play Infinity, it's like with the lightsaber attacks. I could never quite understand why you can't just keep doing it. I suppose it's to even the odds because you just mow through everybody. But it felt a bit like, well, why can't I? It's like I've done that and now I can't do it for. I think because I've been so used to Disney Infinity, it felt a little bit like, well, why can't I just keep using it? But then if you're in a multiplayer, you'd just be wiping them out one after one after one.
Yeah, I mean, that's why you have multiple attacks when you are these heroes. Like, you have to use them wisely. But the lightsaber, usually you get more chances before you basically time out a little bit. But actually, you kind of started tapping into, like, you were able to, in the solo missions, you were able to try out everybody. We're talking about all the cool things that we like, and one of the things that I dislike is the lack of a campaign mode. I mean...
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's something that this game would have benefited a lot from. It definitely would have brought in more people who are not crazy about online multiplayer. If they would have had a nice, decent campaign mode, it would have brought more players to this game. And it's Star Wars, you kind of want to have that sort of side to it. So I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, I actually 100% agree. I think it's, as again, I was very much along the lines of, this is an online multiplayer. I've never really got on very well with them in the past. Never really particularly enjoyed, the idea of doing basically there's been Titanfall for Star Wars and Destiny, and I was a bit like, I'm still not 100% too sure. I've played through the Ghost Recons and the Call of Duties, but I would only play the campaign mode. Didn't do the multiplayer once or twice, get killed too quickly, and didn't like all the chatter, and would never go in it again. So for me, this has been a massive step in a different direction, and not having that campaign mode. In some ways, if they did like a 6 to 10 hour campaign mode, it might have extended I think it might have gone down a little bit better with people. I think there's been a lot of complaints from people saying, where's the content? Because they feel like online multiplayer isn't that kind of content. I think people want that story. They want that driven approach. And while going through all those single player stuff, if you go through each of those missions and go through each of them and go through all the things without even touching multiplayer, that is it's essentially a campaign. I mean, I remember I was watching something, the guys over at IGN on Up at Noon, he was talking about how he's basically treating these games, the local ones, as their campaign mode. It's just the fact, he hasn't got a headset on, he's not listening to any chatter, he's just immersed in the experience. And I actually agree very much with that. I feel like for me, playing through all the local single player stuff, it does feel like a campaign. You just pick your mission rather than going through this story to this story to this story to this story. There's quite a lot of content in there. He's got himself mic'd.
Oh, sorry about that.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I completely understand. However, I still feel like it's just not enough. I think like for definitely a nice Star Wars game like this, you definitely want a nice long campaign. But either way, I'm still completely hooked. I love the multiplayer aspect of it. I'm working on my gear. I'm working on unlocking stuff. And I already bought the season pass because this is how hooked I am to it. So it's really good.
Yeah, my plan. Yeah, no, I must admit, I was a bit like because I was looking at this thing of the season pass. And like, well, I was like, I'm not going to buy it till after a couple of days. I need to try the game out because It's like, well, if I don't like the multiplayer, I'm going to really be. But no, I'm hooked. The season pass is going to be purchased this weekend when I get my pocket money. that's my plan. It's because I think they're bringing in 4 new modes. They're bringing in 16 new maps. There's 4 different separate packs coming in 2016, and that's on top. We're also getting the Jakku pack next in 2 weeks' time. And if you're a season pass holder, you get them 2 weeks before everybody else, which is kind of cool. So I'm looking at going, if we've got 5 more packs, there's been a lot of people complaining about this DLC pack because of the price of it. Because essentially this turns this game into a $110 video game. And some people have felt that for $60 there wasn't enough content. And I understand this process of people who don't like season pass, they don't like DLC. But then I also keep thinking back to the fact of I was paying more for video games 20 years ago than I am now. This is their way of getting price rises. To me, I feel now that the season pass is going to give me enough content. I feel 5 pack or 4 packs spread over the year is going to keep bringing me back into the game, and that works at £10 a pack. Am I going to get more than 5 hours entertainment out of each pack? I'm sure I probably will.
And let's not forget, I mean, come on, people really need to use their heads. There's something big happening next month related to Star Wars. You better believe there's going to be more content from that in these games. And when we've heard before in the past that there's going to be little missions as well, that it's going to bring you back to part of the sequels, the prequels as well. So there's going to be a lot of new content. There's definitely, it's going to be worth it. You're also going to have access to more heroes. I don't know if people have seen the image of all the heroes together, but there's Yoda in that image. I mean, there's a lot of other people in there that I think I even saw C-3PO and R2-D2 in there. Like, are they going to be heroes? That's going to be interesting. So,
yeah.
I don't know. It's just...
It's kind of, in some way, yeah. In some ways, I definitely feel like this Battlefront feels like it is the original trilogy. This is what this game is about. It's not about the prequels. It's not about the... they might add in additional content from The Force Awakens and stuff. But I mean, they've already put out a thing saying they're working on sequels. It wouldn't surprise me if we had a new trilogy game in 18 months' time, or maybe not next Christmas to Christmas after, if we had a brand new version based on the new trilogy, and we're just going to get a few snippets and a few maps just to kind of tide us over. I think they're going to... This feels very much like this is based around the original trilogy. It's not about the prequels. It's not about but the fact that we got Jakku coming in is a. I think we'll see stuff, but the fact that it says we're only going to get 4 more heroes in the season pass doesn't say to me enough that we're not going to get Kylo Ren and Finn and Rey. I can't see that happening. I don't know. That's my gut reaction.
No, from what I've heard and from panels and whatnot, they have said that there's more content coming, and it's going to have little snippets of the prequels and the new movies. So it's definitely not going to be a full-fledged game. I believe EA renewed their contract with Disney and Star Wars for another 10 years, so they're definitely going to give us more sequels and stuff. But either way, the season pass, like you said, is a great value, and it's totally worth it. I like I said, without a doubt, I decided to go ahead and pick it up because I love the game.
Well, that's the thing of 16 multiplayer maps. That's quite a lot of content. Because not only does that map, then by the time you apply all of those different gameplay modes to those maps, I'm just my math of just working out how many hours per map I'm going to get makes the season pass feel like it's forever. But the same thing could be said of that season pass nearly offers more maps than the whole of the original game together, which does. I think I can see where people are going, well, the season pass we've only brought half the game. That kind of feels, for some people, I think, how it comes across with the Battlefront. I still think it's a hell of a game. I still think there's a hell of a lot of content in it. I just think people don't like DLC, and I think until we work out a way of they're in a bit of a catch too. They can't put the game price up because people would complain, and if they don't do DLC, they're not going to make enough money. It's a real kind of catch-22 at the minute, and I'm kind of sat in the middle. I don't know if they put this game at $80 and said, right, this is the new price point for this game, no DLC, would be happy with it. I think people would be like, well, you can't put the price up.
Well, I mean, I hate the idea of DLC. I hate the fact that, yeah, I am paying. Let's see, it was like, this is for the deluxe version, it was like 70 plus another 50, that's 120 already. So yeah, that's a lot of money for one game, but the way I see it, DLC isn't going anywhere. As much as we complain about it, a lot of people are still paying for it, and because they pay for it, they continue to keep doing it, and that's just the way gaming is nowadays. So honestly, it's kind of pointless to complain. It's going to keep happening. Yeah, do I feel bad because back in the day we used to get a complete game and we just paid one nice price? Now we pay the same price, or obviously a little bit higher because of inflation and all that stuff, for part of a game, and then we have to buy the additional stuff. Yeah, it kind of sucks, but still, this game's worth it. I love it. I enjoy it, and come to think of it, there's so many other people who spend games like. I know somebody who spent like over $140 something, and it was like NBA 2K 2016. It's like basketball. Seriously, why is there DLC? They're doing DLC with every game. I mean, if you want to play as LeBron James, you have to pay extra money. It's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, I know, like, even the WWE games, they were bringing out their season passes. It still feels a lot cheaper than Disney Infinity. So it's our Lego Dimensions or any other games that we play. So it's kind of interesting. For me, as a Star Wars fan first, rather than a shooting fan, I'm enjoying it a lot. And I'm planning, I feel like I'm going to be playing this for the next few weeks, at least till the new playset for the Disney Infinity comes out. But also, I'm loving the fact we've got these new packs coming, which means I know there's 5 more times in the game, in this lifespan of this game, I'm going to be coming back to play in the game. And I don't feel like I've even scratched the surface of the main stuff yet. So I feel there's a lot of content. I think it's quite. There's a lot of people that we know through our like Facebook and stuff that we tend to be more on the Disney Star Wars side, and there's a lot of people that have picked up this game and loving it because of that. And this is who they aim the game at, and that's why it's going to do massive, because it's not aimed at the hardcore shooter. It is, but it's also aimed at the casual, and that's massively different. And for me, I'm loving it, and I feel, as a noob, I consider myself a noob for shooting games because I'm nowhere near an expert on them. It's fun, and that's all that matters to me.
Well, we also got to understand there's 3 different generations of Star Wars fans, and there's going to be a 4th one now. You know what I mean? There's going to be a new generation, and those people who are going to watch Star Wars for the first time come next month, they're going to want to watch the originals, and they're going to want to keep playing games, and they're going to pick up Disney Infinity, and they're going to pick up Battlefront. It's just because it's Star Wars. It's great, and it's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I think maybe as well for us, as well for our age group, the original trilogy is Star Wars for us. So being on those planets and all the sounds and the characters and stuff, that's Star Wars to me. As much as the prequels and the new characters and the Clone Wars and all the rest of it, the original trilogy is Star Wars of what I grew up on. So this game has tapped into that nostalgia very, very well. And I think that is what they wanted to do, and I think they've done very, very well with it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, from flying that Millennium Falcon to a simple TIE fighter, or even just being an Imperial Stormtrooper and having a little battle, or being on the Rebellion and taking down an AT-AT, it just takes you back. So it's kind of awesome.
Yeah, but anyway, guys, we'd love to know your thoughts on Star Wars Battlefront. Comment below, let us know what you think. We're going to be putting up probably quite a lot of videos over the next month or so, and we'll be doing videos of the new packs and stuff throughout the next year. Star Wars Battlefront is going to be one of the things that you're going to see especially on our channel, and all Disney and Star Wars and Marvel games anyway. But there probably will be quite a lot of content of this. I know I've filmed a number of videos as well.
I was going to say, I already have 2 Fighter Squadron videos ready to go up, and I'm able to fly as the Millennium Falcon and also Slave One on each video. So you guys are gonna enjoy that. It's really hard.
Yeah.
You have to find the token, and not everybody gets to do it in every round. So I just managed to do it on each video.
Yeah. It's cool. I think it's the kind of the thing. If we're excited about the game, and I think as Star Wars fans first, that's what if we're enjoying it and we're just having a lot of fun with it. It really is kind of quite weird because it's like I'm seeing, you see all these reviews and stuff, and I'm playing this game going, I don't see where that comes from, because I'm having a lot of fun with it, and I think that's what I think that's one of the things with this game. It's just a lot of fun for Star Wars fans, and I think that's what a lot of people are going to love about it.
Totally agree. I think I'm going to play right after this video.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got to go to work, but this is the thing of so if you haven't already done so, remember to check us out on Twitter and Facebook. Remember to check out DizKingdom.com for all the latest news. Remember to hit that subscribe button. Big thank you to our patrons, James at Infinity Museum, also Ethan at sorterapps.com and magicbandcollectors.com, and a big shout out to our other patrons as well. And may the force be with you.
Yeah, you too, dude.